10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Halo, assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, everybody. Konnichiwa, annyeonghaseyo, buenos tardes. Selamat siang, everybody. So, halo Sobat Ambiar. Oh no, rip for him, rip for Didi Kempot. Rest in peace. Hello Sobat Ambiar. I mean, like this video is not for Sobat Ambiar, but this video is for our discussion. This is my first video. This is our first video. I mean not Sobat Ambiar, but Ambiar's group. We are from A group. The name of our group is Ambiar's group. And then English speaking strategies in speech is our topic today. I will introduce to you what are our members. The first is Amalia Roberto Adawiyah, is me. Elsa Anggris Simanuang from Padang, Era Malinda from Medan, Hilma Soriani from Aceh, and Wulan Ridanti from Limpel. Okay, you can see our mind mapping, English speaking strategy in speech. If you are as a speaker, you have to have the strategy in your speaking. For this discussion, we start in language, we divide it into two parts. The first is principles of choosing a word, and the second is stylistic meaning of words and expression. Okay, the first is principle of choosing words. In choosing the word, these things are personal and based on how we feel, our impressions of ourselves, the ideas that we wish to convey, what we consider necessary for the audience, and the depth of our cognitive and affective understanding of these words. There are 6 principles of choosing words. For the first time is clear. Clear, it means jelas. Choose clear words which do not cause much interpretation, are known and can be understood by the audience. Okay. As a speaker, jika kamu adalah seorang speaker, jika kamu menjadi seorang public speaker, kamu harus memilih kata-kata yang jelas, yang tidak mengandung makna ganda atau ambiguity. You have to choose the clear words so your audience can listen your voice clearly. And the second one is concrete. Choose the right words and specific, the words that really accommodate the meaning that we want to convey to the audience. Pilihlah kata-kata yang konkret, jangan kata-kata yang abstrak, yang absurd, yang tidak ada maknanya. Ya, sebagai seorang speaker, kamu harus jelas memilih kata-kata dan of course memilih kata-kata yang konkret, yang memang ada maknanya. And then the third one is concise. Concise, it means ringkas. Jadi pilihlah kata sebisa mungkin. In Indonesia we mention it, we have to speak up secara jelas, singkat dan padat. For example, at all time. Kita bisa singkat itu menjadi always. So if you are as a speaker, you can speak always. Why you have to choose the long words like at all time. And the fourth one is colorful. Words can be interesting and stimulating. These words arouse the audience imagination and remind them of how something looks, sounds, or feels. Colorful. As a speaker, jangan pernah berbicara di depan umum itu datar aja. Itu akan membuat audiens bosan. Maka sebagai seorang speaker kita harus bisa mewarnai pembicaraan kita itu dengan intonasi yang naik turun yang bagus, tekanan-tekanan di beberapa part, dan suara yang lantang pelan seperti itu, sehingga audiens bisa merasakan apa yang pembicara bicarakan. Kemudian and the fifth is current. English as a natural language is developing. We can follow the development of the English lexicon by reading English language teaching journals and magazines such as Time, Newsweek, and etc. So current, as a speaker, kamu harus tahu hal-hal baru apa yang terjadi, kata-kata baru apa aja yang terjadi yang bisa kamu angkat dalam pembicaraan kamu atau kamu singgung. Hal ini bisa didapatkan dari berbagai media. And then the sixth is cautions. We should be careful in choosing words. As a speaker, you have to really careful in choosing words because it is so dangerous if you are a speaker. Jadi sebagai seorang speaker, kamu mungkin adalah motivator mereka, motivator para audiensmu, inspirator para audiensmu, maka akan lebih baik kalau kamu hati-hati dalam memilih kata-kata. And then the second part is stylistic meaning of words and expression. The first is formal words. You mean, yeah, I believe that all of you can understand what does it mean. Formal words is kata-kata yang digunakan di formal, kata-kata yang digunakan di event formal. Jadi sebagai seorang speaker harus bisa menempatkan kalau memang ini event formal maka gunakanlah kata-kata yang formal. Kemudian the second one is general words. General words ini kata-kata yang selalu kita gunakan di this word appear in general or everyday social situation. Kata-kata umum yang selalu ada di sekeliling kita. For example, like a price itu formal and then inform itu general. Saya pribadi lebih sering memakai yang general. And then the third one is poetic words. Poetic word are words that are poetic style. Jadi poetic words ini adalah kata-kata yang memiliki sifat seperti puisi, have rhythm, dimension, and rhymes so that the words sound beautiful, pronounced in a certain voice so as to cause emotion and sometimes use figurative language. Or in Indonesia we mention it is kata-kata puitis, kata-kata mutiara. For example, like poetic words from Bill Gates. Television is not real life. In real life, people have to leave the coffee shop and go to the world. Or poetic words from Meridiana. The biggest obstacle to success is fear of failure. And the next is colloquial words. Colloquial words is informal words. We always use colloquial words in our daily conversation, but if you are as a speaker, you have to avoid these colloquial words. Being part of a society are influenced by the way people speak in that society. Jadi sebagai ini colloquial words adalah kata-kata yang tidak formal. Dan sebaiknya sebagai seorang speaker kamu menghindari kata-kata colloquial words ini. For example, like bambuzi, to deceive. Tend to sneak in its right being verb. The next is slang words. Slang is very informal language of specific words used by a particular group of people. Jadi slang words ini kalau di Indonesia kita sebutnya bahasa gaul, bahasa yang sesuai zaman lah. Sesuai zaman, bahasa ini selalu ada sesuai zaman dan bahasa ini biasanya digunakan anak muda kepada teman sebayanya. Jadi as a speaker you have to avoid slang words. And the sixth is taboo words. A taboo word is a word that certain people might find dangerous, holy, magic, or shocking. Taboo words are often used in a situation where people want to express strong emotions such as pain, anger, and etc. So, as a speaker, we have to avoid also taboo words. Taboo words ini adalah kata-kata yang di beberapa tempat sesuai dengan keadaan sosial dan budaya, kata ini dilarang. Kata ini tidak dianggap tidak sopan. Jadi sebagai seorang speaker, kamu harus tahu taboo words tentang taboo words ini. For example, like damn, and then beach, it's not good, and then pants. If you want to shop for trousers, if you want to go to London, England, it would be better if you don't mention pants, but you have to mention trousers. And the seventh is jargon words. Jargon words is the complex language used by experts in a certain discipline or field. Jadi jargon words ini adalah kata-kata yang disisipkan oleh speaker untuk memberikan intermezzo sehingga suasana tidak terlalu boring. For example, like jargon words from our major, English Department Education. One heard, one promise, excellent. And then the eighth is out of date, archaic words. It's rarely used in modern communication except in biblical revelation to the sermon. Those lama and do modern. For example, as a speaker, usahakan gunakan kata-kata yang baru sehingga orang-orang baru lebih memahami apa yang kamu katakan. And then the next is gobbledygook is wordy and generally unintelligible jargon. Okay, to show the existence of excessive use of words by bureaucrats in their reports, usually used to create an impression. Jadi sebagai seorang speaker sering sekali menggunakan gobbledygook. Gobbledygook itu adalah pertama kali ditemukan oleh seorang anggota Kongres Amerika Serikat bernama Manri Mansik untuk menunjukkan adanya penggunaan kata secara berlebihan oleh para birokrat dengan laporannya. Gobbledygook ini dalam public speaking biasanya dipakai untuk menciptakan kesan, mengaburkan atau menyamarkan masalah, serta membuat pendengar bingung atau bertanya-tanya sehingga dalam public speaking itu tidak terasa bosan. And then the last but not least is clipboards is useful to attract the attention of the audience quickly. Its use is very appropriate in an informal setting. Jadi clipboards ini kata-kata yang biasanya disingkat-singkat oleh speaker. For example, like examination, and then speaker want to say exam, mathematics, and the speaker want to say math, and etc. Okay. This is the discussion today about strategy, English strategy, and speaking skill. I hope all of you can be this public speaker, can be influencer. If you have a power, you have to speak up well. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope it's useful for you. I'm so sorry if I have done mistakes in my speaking, in my explanation. See you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.